Hi, it's Olivia, and today I'm very excited to be talking about a collection of poems, Milk and Honey by Rupi Kaur. Um, I've seen a lot of talk about this for a couple of months now, and I finally got around to reading it last night in one sitting. I know sometimes with poetry, people like to take their time or, digest it a little more. I couldn't help myself from just flying through these pages. They're very short. The thing with poetry for me is I tend to reread it a lot. So even though I went through it really quickly, I'm definitely going to be going through it again and again and again and again because it was stunning. I love, 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 love this collection. I'm going to go with the general consensus that if you're a young woman, you should pick this up. Before I talk about it itself, can we discuss how gorgeous this cover is? I can't get over how pretty it is. It's so simplistic, yet it's so pleasing to my eye. I love it. I love this. I love it. I love it. I love it. And throughout the book, there's like little illustrations, and I believe it's by Rupi herself. Perhaps my favorite aspect about this book was the format of it. It's broken into like 4 chapters. You can kind of, you can't really, you probably can't see, but they're divided into 4 sections: the hurting, the healing, the breaking, and the healing. And for each one, you can definitely feel the title it's under, the hurting, what I just said. You can definitely feel its theme throughout the whole portion of that. It starts off very strong, very, I warn you, if you're not into, if you kind of shy away from reading about like sexual abuse or anything like that, it does get into that, and it's kind of graphic at times as well. And it jumps right into that. But honestly, the first story is more about how she grew up loving, like what she thought of as love, and there's other things that it's about, but that's what I saw it as. And then the second chapter was her experience loving, and then the fallout, the breaking, but the healing, oh my goodness, favorite portion. And I think this probably for a lot of people, but the last part, the healing, is so empowering, so empowering. I was starring like a maniac. I was already starring a ton of the poems throughout the book, but oh my god, it finished out the book on such a great note, and you can tell how she has grown. You could just tell how she's grown through the story. Everything that she was saying was so well put together. I had this thing. I look at words as an art, just like the art of a wonderful film. It's edited perfectly, the music is in tune, a perfect music piece, the sounds all come together so beautifully and harmonically. And with the painting, every stroke just complements each other's, like, just right. That's how it is for me with the words as well. When you put them together, when you find the right ones, it is art. And that is, I think, the essence of poetry. It's that you realize how beautiful the human language is, and how if you can pick and choose the perfect words, and some people just do it where you read it and you're taken aback, just like with a picture or a film or a painting. You're taken aback by how much it expresses, and sometimes it expresses something so perfectly, a feeling or an idea or a story, and I just had to stop. And I feel like she did that multiple times throughout this, where she didn't need a whole page to do it. Sometimes it would just be 3 lines, but in those 3 lines she put it together so perfectly. I feel like it's required that I read some of my favorite ones, but it's very hard to choose, so I'm just going to do one of my favorite ones from the last portion, Healing. It is so hard picking one. I literally started all. This page, I love both of them, both sides. So the shorter one is, and there's no titles, actually. I don't think there's any titles for the poems. They're just kind of under the chapter that they're in. So this one goes, "Our backs tell stories no books have the spine to carry," by Woman of Color. Or that's another thing I love about this work, is she'll have like a dash at the, like almost like a sincerely from, I don't know how to describe it, but she does that. She ends a lot of pieces like that, and sometimes it makes you realize exactly who she's talking about, and it comes together so perfectly. So actually, there was one that I love the use of that form that she writes. Okay, you could see I wrote, I struggle so deeply to understand how someone can pour their entire soul, blood, and energy into someone without wanting anything in return. And then it says, dash, I will have to wait till I'm a mother. I stopped reading for a moment at that because until then, you know, honestly, you're probably thinking of a girl who's giving her heart out, you know, to someone like a boy who isn't giving it in return. It just came together so perfectly. I realized, oh yeah, moms do that. Oh, that line gave such beauty to mothers. It highlighted, like, you know, they give everything, your whole soul, but that's the essence of a mom, you know? And it's, oh my gosh, I loved it. I loved it so much. My last one that I have to read, you have to hear this. My issue with what they considered beautiful is their concept of beauty, centers around excluding people. I find hair beautiful when a woman wears it like a garden on her skin. That is the definition of beauty. Big hooked noses pointing upward to the sky, like they're rising to the occasion. Skin the color of earth my ancestors planted crops on, to feed a lineage of women with thighs thick as tree trunks. Eyes like almonds, deeply hooded with conviction. The rivers of Punjab flow through my bloodstream, so don't tell me my women aren't as beautiful as the ones in your country. Oh my gosh, I just simply boxed it and wrote beautiful. There's really not much else I could say aside from reading every single one of my favorite poems. So all I can say is just pick it up and give it a go. It's really made me want to jump back into reading poetry. And I feel like that's the way it is for a lot of other people right now too who are picking this up. It made me realize my love for poetry again. And I have the urge to buy all these collections. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in another video. Bye.